stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And we rise now for the English national anthem. Well, that has got the juices flowing, and now this. It is a monster matchup, Jim Beglin.
Well, on the face of it, Peter, we would appear to have a high-caliber meeting with very little at stake. But then you consider a chance for one or two of the fringe players to get a look in, and this becomes a big incentive. It changes the dynamic. So there's plenty at stake for them, which will do no harm to the energy levels and the overall conviction, and hopefully the style of contest.
And already we're underway here. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
This guy, Declan Rice, is a player I really rate. With him, you get exactly what it says on the box. A workhorse defensive midfielder who likes to stay in the deeper part of midfield, knowing his primary job is to make sure he shuts down any build-up play in that area.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Stones. Anderson. And here's Kane. Kane! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Kane really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Acuna, gently done. This interception, his positioning was spot on.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Otamendi. De Paul. Otamendi. Oh, good-looking ball. It's just beyond his reach. White. Anderson. White. England going about it patiently, perhaps too patiently. England starting the game with good energy, looking to take control of proceedings if they can. Time to deliver. That's tidy. And the finish! Fair effort, he reacted well.
You really could have done with engaging those crosses much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending.
And it's played forward. Senesi. Anything, Jim, to pick out of these early exchanges?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
It's a promising run he's making on the right. Anderson. Anderson, it's a delicate pass. That's been won straight back. That's the throw. Tries to get it clear. Messi gets across to intercept that. And it's Spence. Anderson.
England, well, Peter, look how far up the fullbacks are getting now. This is really high.
And constantly after the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're weighing up their options to see how long they can sustain this and suppress those wide opposition players.
Oh, great chance! Acuna. Alvarez is onto it in a flash. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Foden. Simeone. Stones aim forwards, and it's Bellingham. Lovely bit of skill. And here's Gordon. And here's shot at goal! That was superb goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Foden. Gordon does really well to win the ball there. Rice. Alvarez. Alvarez head out towards the right wing. He's found the way through. Pickford breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Well, they've seen lots of the ball. Time to go for it a bit of creativity and adventure. Bellingham forwards and with intent. And it's White. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. Anderson. Argentina are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. And it's been taken short. Now it's Rice, crossed into the middle. And it's hoisted clear. Spence. De Paul. Senesi. Messi. Now he's off and running. Anderson. That's really well manoeuvred. Bellingham. De Paul producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Acuna. Has a look and plays it forward. Rice. That's a good run down the left. That's very neat. Now that's well seen too.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Gahey shifted upfield. And here's Kane. It's Kane! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Rice plays it short. Anderson. Romero attempts a clearance. Anderson. And here's Kane. Kane! Oh, another save.
Well, the keeper saved his team again here, Peter, but he needs more protection from this defence.
Gordon. Bellingham. Chance! Gets himself into trouble and he's lost it. Rice. And it's White. Bellingham. And here's Kane. There's the shot! And they've caught Reed. That's a throw. Gordon knocks it out wide. Foden. Bellingham. Bellingham. Looking here to chip it through. And that is going to be the final action of the first half. Decent enough half, but either side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
No goals at this stage, but certainly not devoid of action. It is 0-0 here at half-time. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Argentina really can count themselves lucky not to be behind at half-time. Couldn't really work out what they were trying to do, actually. Letting themselves get dominated like that, it's very confusing.
It looked as though that might lead to something quite promising, but it turned out that that was not the case. The pull, and the keeper's got it again. Otamendi. De Paul, Romero, moved on forwards. Gehi, Anderson, Stones, Bellingham, White, Bellingham. Needs a bit of penetration to go with all this possession. Bellingham, head over towards the opposite flank. And here's Kane. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. Now it's Alvarez. Alvarez, oh, good spread. Showing good feet. Romero. McAllister. They just took too long getting forward.
Alvarez cannot be that slow, and it took the sting out of the break and a big chance wasted.
Messi goes short. Takes a shot! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Argentina really have stepped it up now. They could have been a bit more greedy and forced the issue.
it's Bellingham. And here's Kane. Shot, surely! Acuna. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Stones. Now who's going to be first to this? And that's nice and simple for the keeper. And it's played forward. Calmly anticipates. De Paul. Senesi. Well, into the second half, and it's still goalless. Senesi. Senesi, nicely aimed pass. Yehi. No breakthrough and well into the second period. It is still anyone's game. White. Bellingham. And it's White. It's Kane! And he comes up trumps again.
Kane really must be thinking what more he could have done there. It's another inspired save.
Bellingham shapes to shoot! McAllister aim forwards. Senesi. That's been drilled forward. Now it's Alvarez. De Paul. Decent chance! And that's caused a worry or two.
Well, he doesn't need a second invitation, even from that range.
No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Anderson. Foden. Proves too strong. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Simeone! And that is a little undercooked. Gets it away. Romero. Oh, he's dealt with that well. It'll be a throw-in. Acuna. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. Only partially clear. Anderson. Spence. Romero. And that is out of play. And he's managed to get free. Spence did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Now it's Kane, played out to the right. White tries to think it through. Senesi getting this one clear. Rice with the short one. Paredes with the clearance. Romero goes forward. Anderson. Senesi. De Paul. Played towards the front line. Stones cuts it out. Well timed, excellent interception. And it's Messi.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
White. And here's Foden. Senesi forwards and with intent. Now it's Alvarez. Messi. De Paul succumbs to the pressure.
Argentina clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Fired deep towards the back post. And it's Spence. Crossed it, shoots! Foden, oh, shooting chance! Denied by an instinctive save.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
So here comes a substitution.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Cleared without complication. Anderson. Well, that's beautifully weighted. De Paul. Oh, a delicate chip through. Cleared away. The changes then in quick succession.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Bowen looking to get on the end of this. Senesi is there, and he can get that clear.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Bellingham wins the duel this time.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Messi. Romero. De Paul. Oh, that's neat. Lovely passing, lovely movement as well. Oh, nice touch. The ball is loose and the chase is on.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
De Paul pings it across. White gets it away. Great defending. Up he goes! He's missed, but not by that far.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
And it's Hall. Oh, such a clever touch. And here's Rashford. It's run loose here. Confirmation that there will be 2-minute stoppage time. Very nicely done. And here's Bowen. Dealt with nicely by the defence. The final whistle and confirmation. We are headed for penalty.